Welcome back to the Cepheid Variable. This is your referee, Chris. Hope you're having a great day wherever you're at and whenever you're at, because this might be in the future. I don't know. Kind of weird to think about. Don't want to do that because it's going to hurt my brain, and I'm not that smart of a person. So let's get into thanking our fine Patreon folks. They are Taylor, Drowrin, Miles, Randy, Yam, Colby, Thomas, Randy G, Laszlo, Hovo, H-O-V-O, Jeremy, Ben, Garth, Tyler, and Nelson. Thank you guys for your continued support over there on Patreon. And if you guys want to join our Patreon as well, check out the show notes. You'll see a link there, along with links to a bunch of rad shows of people we love. So pretty cool. Got to build that community. If you want to be in the community, you got to build it up and you got to be a good person in it. So that's how it works, at least for me. So with that, I hope you guys enjoy this next episode that we're about to jump into, and I'll talk to you later. We see you guys continuing through this tunnel. It is a long, arduous trek, deeper and deeper underground. And, we just see rows of lights on each side. They're probably not illuminating a whole ton of space, but there's probably like one every, 5 meters or so. That's a weird way to say that. There's a kind of hiccup in there. It's about, every 5 meters or so you're seeing these various like lights. There's probably maybe they're even replacing some that have burnt out, just thinking because there's no solar under here. So some sort of long-lasting energy that doesn't take a whole lot of power. Batteries. Double A's.
Yeah.
Maybe we're up to quadruple A's now. Who knows?
That does seem like a really inefficient system for long-term lighting.
I'm with you.
Or even medium-term lighting.
So
can they just have like less interesting bugs with their butts in the air as torches?
Sure. Yeah.
Like lightning bugs?
They've just strapped a bunch of bugs to poles that their butts are lighting up. So
they could also just have like a big...
Maybe these are babies.
Or bioluminescent insects in jars.
How about that? We'll have bioluminescent moss.
I like that.
Covering the walls. They've wrapped it around certain things. Let's go with that.
That's tight.
Cool. I like that idea.
Straight from Arcane, when we clap, make noise, and they light up.
I don't know what that means, but yes.
Arcane's the show that you should watch.
I'm not gonna.
You fucking
But you
asshole.
know what clapping is.
That's what I was saying in the bathroom.
I just finished episode 3 of Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, you just finished episode 3.
Yeah, I was like, that seems a little slow.
Yeah. See, when you're a parent, you don't get as much time as you think you do.
I mean, you're watching it with your kids.
No, I'm watching. Yeah, that's not the one I'm going to watch with my kids.
Is it really?
Actually, yeah. And number 3 is like arguably, my understanding is like the worst episode. Because it's bad. It's really fucked up.
Oh, my mom is melted into an abomination because of the ritual that I was doing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's traumatizing.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Yeah.
Also, the Chimera kid.
Ain't that a fun? How do you do?
Yeah.
That was a lot. But no, that's just So you guys are seeing these we talking like green lights, orange lights, purple lights. What are we thinking here? Is it like psychedelic, or is it all like one muted color?
I was thinking like aquamarine blue.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Can it be like when you're looking at the CCTV screen too closely and it's just like red, green, and blue, like fixing together?
It's just like RGB. That's not quite CCTV.
Sure. Okay. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
I've also got a flashlight on my gun.
Well,
cool.
I'm just thinking, like, what if our human eyes aren't attuned to it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a different spectrum than we can normally
I think we've had this conversation exactly.
They're not going to get you. They're not going to.
No, I heard you. Yeah.
Our eyes aren't tied to that spectrum. I heard.
Okay.
We got a multitasker over here.
Just because I'm making fun of Tyler for us arguing about stupid pedantic shit earlier in the podcast.
Yeah. I do have a thing about Cody's drones. It would be cool if his drone had a light just flying behind us. That way we
absolutely.
could do that. But I also, can we tie like your drone into my brain computer so we can map it all out? Because I would like to see the map as it gets mapped out.
Yeah.
All right.
Like a Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah.
Like the
that
green
game's
3D
so
map.
good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like it.
I let you.
So it's like it's just tethered to you.
Yeah.
Blex just kind of neck.
I just need to do that one time.
Deep Rock Galactic Survivor is a banger.
What's the difference between Survivor and
Deep Rock? It's a bullet hell.
It's a Vampire Survivor's life.
Yeah,
Bullet Heaven.
It is the best one in my opinion.
Yeah, I got to get back into that.
It is incredible.
It is very good.
Okay, all right.
But
For that, for that genre, which is a specific subgenre that's based on like Vampire Survivors, Bullet Heaven style. That is basically one of the peak. Bullet Heaven,
it is well put together. There's a lot of cool progression. Like you actually skill matters in the game. Like being able to, it's
the thing that I
and
really
they've added more and more and more. It's fantastic.
I think the twist that like really makes this one work for me is the thing they take from Deep Rock Galactic, the digging.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you can dig through walls and use that to like funnel enemies in one spot.
And now they've added class mods and weapon mods where like you go and you can only use one weapon and you do a short run and then you unlock skills for that. Like you get more experience or damage with that gun. And they've added so much stuff. It's well worth it.
Is it from the same production?
Yep.
Publisher?
Yeah. It is technically still in early access, but
those guys are busy.
It's dope. So, but yeah, you see this whole just hallways lit up with this like, I think it's like kind of slowly like breathing almost, this fungus. So like the light will kind of bright and then dim and then bright and dim. There's like I don't think it's a steady interval, but I think I kind of like that idea where like, flares up with some bioluminescence and then kind of dies down, but like there's no rhyme or reason to it. So we see this squad of 12 people pushing their way down this cavern, a drone in the back just humming every so often, sending up pings. Kind of, I don't think it's gonna like it, map out in front of it, and if there's anything on the side, but I don't think it's gonna go super far. But I don't know echolocation enough to be here and say. I don't know how hard of a slam you need to do to be able to send out the trimmers to get that much. And it's in the sky, so it's not really. It's just mapping it, sending out
for all y'all that have seen Death
noise to
Stranding,
bounce back.
Like Death Stranding has a really cool pulse mapping system where it goes like it does it every couple seconds and it like does a grid and shows the landscape.
Yeah.
The only good thing about that game is that.
Is they do specific things really cool. Anyways, it's the first Strand type game.
Let's hope the last.
It's not.
There's
They made
two
a sequel coming out.
Yeah.
I know, I was just being a jerk.
just so much Troy Baker.
You never.
Yeah.
Did you pay for that sarcasm? Eventually, the tunnel here, and again, you pass like a couple other tunnel like widths, like other passages through this thing, and they're all pretty perpendicular with each other. So it's like whatever came through, it hit the other side and went through it. If that makes sense. So it's not like they're never opposite of each other. It's like
there's never one that's just only on the right. It's on the right and left.
Exactly.
Okay.
So there's very much like you hit like a lot of like, and they're not a ton, but it's like whatever has been swimming through here, like
we presume.
Right. This might be it's passed through here before. It doesn't always follow the same tunnel. Eventually, this pathway ends in a cul-de-sac of sorts. It's kind of this round ending of of this area. And it looks like they probably blocked off part of the passageway now that you're kind of looking at it. So there probably was at one point. They're like, no, this is a good enough place for us. And you see this just wall full of holes. The Warren, I think, was kind of the term I used. I don't know if I said that out loud to you guys, but that was kind of my idea. It was like a Warren. They called them. And so there is kind of like layers to it where there's very much, has anybody ever been to Irvine, California?
Mm-hmm.
And seeing like the little small cities they have there? So it's probably other places, but it's probably becoming, that's the preliminary one to me, where it's like you'll turn into like a apartment complex, and the apartment complex will be like the Shangri-La, and it will be 4 complexes with parking, and then like 15 stories, and then the bottom floor of each of those apartment buildings are like stores.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So that's kind of what I'm imagining here is like you guys enter, and there are some singular like mud shaped buildings that are there, but everything else for the most part is on the walls of this cavern. Everything's kind of dug in. So you see there are like marketplaces of sorts. There's like a well of sorts that's not a super ton, so that's probably why they're bringing water. But the opening of this main area seems to be kind of the common gathering place for these bug folks, and then there are holes in the walls that you assume like are gathering halls and meeting halls along the bottom, and then everything above that looks to be homesteads. There are no doors that you see. Not a whole lot of wood down here, so they don't have a whole lot, and you can't really make a mud wall that rotates on its hinges. Maybe you can. I don't know. I didn't do a whole lot of studying into mud construction.
Well, Jesus moved a rock as a door, so I'm assuming that, rocks
That's true.
can be doors.
Well, but he was a carpenter,
Yeah.
so he doesn't know about mud structure.
Yes.
No, he's right. That
Yeah,
makes
carpentry only deals with rocks.
sense.
So,
Okay.
And wood.
Well,
and so yeah, you guys like, and the whole time Sarah's just been like slamming this. Like, as she gets closer, it's like basically like every light she hits, like every kind of 5 meters, she's slamming this stick down.
Is there any kind of response? Like, do they do something back? Or is it
As
just-
you get closer, yeah, you can hear something now, just like a almost like I don't know if there would be drums because you have to have like leather pulled over something, but you can hear like something banging against something as you get closer. Because that's the hard part is like I don't imagine this planet having a whole lot of animals outside that these things could catch since they live underground.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be like a leathery substance that they could pull over because they're made of chitinous stuff
You can make
that
it
they
up.
can make leathers out. Like
But you can
to,
have
to
a-
taunt enough to be able to hit and like
you can have a
reverberate.
percussive instrument that's not a leather drum.
Sure.
You can have like a hollowed out.
Yeah, maybe they're like
anything
slamming
that
rocks
echoes.
together or something like that. But
Like dung beetle, drum beetle.
Oh,
Oh,
sure, there's a drum beetle. I like it.
Let's make sense of it.
drum beetle.
There you
Nope,
go.
drum beetle, perfect.
Science.
they put 2 drum beetles inside of a inflated bladder,
There you go.
and then just rattle around.
Perfect. I love it. So, yeah, we see you guys kind of hitting this clearing, and there's this large mass gathering of these insectile creatures.
Zander goes, aliens, and opens fire.
Nobody told me about this.
He's asking
Stormtroopers.
each and every one if they're evil. He's just stabbing him.
I really want to make a Juggalo joke there, but thank you. Appreciate you going that route instead. And you watch as one of these steps forward. There's a one following behind him who's got the we'll say, I like the bladder with the beetles. He's just like shaking it and they're slamming against the edge. It's just like boom, bing, bing. As this gentleman walks forward, I guess I should say gentleman, you don't know the sex of this creature.
Humanist.
Boobs?
I know, that's why I said.
Yep,
I
good
stopped
job,
myself.
Good job.
Does it have jugs?
We went over. No,
Does it
they
have
do not
jugs?
produce milk.
Yeah.
They're not milk
You
secreting.
told me what? Did you what?
Yeah,
you told me they had
Chris,
jugs.
This is getting
That was
too
going along with
convoluted.
Meesha's fantasies to give
Aw,
Meesha
man.
happiness.
It's Matthew LeBlanc as an ant with huge 7 titters.
Yeah. And they're constantly like helicoptering at all times.
Yes.
I love this.
Just spraying some sort of weird
Yeah.
green liquid out of
They're
them.
completely unaffected
and
by
he's just like,
gravity.
how you
Yeah,
doing?
he's like,
how you doing? How you doing?
That's their language. It's just versions of
Yeah,
how
exactly.
you do it.
Yeah, it's like all the all
doing how.
Yeah, exactly.
You how doing.
How are you?
Yeah.
Man, could I be any more confused?
I hope this doesn't awaken something in me.
No, so there are no.
All right,
I
completely
think
normal. Yeah.
I don't know how you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a male and a female.
They
of
may not
these.
even have male and female.
Right, exactly. We are assuming we are attributing these humanist things to them. We don't know.
Thank
So.
you.
Yeah. Jake.
You're welcome.
I'm not gonna thank you. I'm gonna picture my jug in there.
It is the thing that I hate most about sci-fi. Is
It's
like,
humanizing the.
yeah,
the-
we made an alien race that it walks on 2 legs, it has 4 limbs,
Yeah, I
and
agree
it
with
looks
that, yeah.
like a human.
So you probably
Hi.
hated like Guardians of the Galaxy, which just like
Yeah.
here have an antenna on your head. You're
Yeah.
now an alien.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
alright,
no, yeah.
cool.
As I kind of picture these things, like I did not picture anything.
You're
like
very good at like making an alien race.
Sure,
Like, you're really
I
good at it.
appreciate
Yeah,
that
yeah.
because
I'm
I
not
don't feel like
saying-
that. But no, yeah. So there are no jugs, Meescha.
You bipedal, you an alien.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So you see this leader that you assume is a leader step forward.
So
He's
the one
got
you described it like the feather.
he's got
feather
like
adornment.
yeah, they're like carved. They are of wood. So wood is there's like wood on this planet somewheres, but it's like obviously pretty
Like
scarce.
petrified wood.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Like there was wood at one point, but
Sure.
you don't. When you were driving out here, you probably saw some like dead trees and whatnot. 'cause
Did the
it's a
trees have
desert land.
jugs?
Yeah, big old,
damn it.
I need to know.
big old tree titties.
Milk trees.
We're trying to have a serious game.
Yeah, you're just like
Aliens, how sexy are they?
So
That's what I expect from you, Tyler.
yeah.
I'm trying to keep it classy.
Xander is a pretty serious guy.
Yeah.
But the wood seems rare enough for this to be a status symbol.
Yes, that's the vibe you're getting. That no one else has wooden things on.
Okay.
So he's got this kind of headdress of carved wood, you would assume, but you don't know. Like you don't.
Sure.
If it's carved into any sort of forms, you don't know what they mean. But they're just kind of
Yeah.
this, and he's got a little headdress on, like a little band, a couple pieces of wood sticking out that are all painted purple.
What is his whip adornment?
It's a good question. It is a nice, like polished rock at the end.
Oh.
A darker, like I'd say purple as well. I mean, is it what's the purple? Is garnet? Is that purple?
Garnet is like
Usually
a dark
red,
red.
right?
Amethyst is like a purple.
Thank you.
But,
Amethyst.
Like I'm
Yeah.
thinking,
I
since
don't
we're
know
like
rocks.
Yeah.
since we're like subterranean, I would think there would be like more precious stones in places.
There might be.
So,
So
just a thought.
Geode.
no, it's a very valid thing. I mean, yeah. So he's got like a nice like amethyst circle tied to the end of it, and you'll see that most of them, it looks like they're tied around, like the actual end of the whip end is tied around and like fashioned. So I kind of imagined it, like yeah, they just like you tie something to the end of your hair. It's just kind of hanging there, but it's the back of their neck. So imagine a 4 foot tall spider-like creature with a kind of a spidery bottom, so a wider bottom with all the legs, a human-esque torso coming up with 4 arms, this long 4-eyed head that's elongated, so think like a xenomorph, and the head back piece goes very long. So it's probably another half a meter long, kind of hanging there, that it looks like they could use to like whip out at you. So indeed. I wish I had art skill so I could draw shit, but I can't. I'm not good at drawing.
Well, we have imaginations.
We do, so that's why I'm trying to make sure my descriptions.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. It's good.
Okay,
It's
cool.
Because he knows if I draw it, I'm going to draw jugs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be upset if it didn't have jugs.
I mean, there would be
So.
2 versions. There would be a Chris version, and then there
one
would
for
be
the
like
Patreon.
No, DeviantArt version.
Yeah.
This one's going straight onto my
All
DeviantArt
right, there we go.
page.
I think we found our Patreon incentive. It's
Yeah. Oh God,
and,
no.
and they all have dick nipples. Just
Rule
8
34
jugs and
of
dick nipples.
everything by Meescha.
Yep. You're welcome, internet.
Hey, I'm sure there's a market out there. I'm not going to put it
yeah.
past it.
I
So-
just
serious.
That's not how we are. I know us. And so this guy steps forward, and he's looking at Sarah, who steps forward as well. And she kind of like goes up and bows, and he like stares at her and kind of like bows after she does it, kind of like mimicking her, almost like her exact form that she's doing. So like if she like puts her hand out to the side and bows, he puts his hand out to the side and bows. And then you see him like do some things with his fingers. Looks like he's how many fingers do you want to say each of these guys have on their hands?
7.
7.
It's a weird number.
Really?
There you
wow.
go.
I was going to go with like 4.
How about the little guys have 4 and the big ones have 7?
Oh, wow.
Or do you want to vice versa it? The little tiny hands have 7 fingers that are used for
Oh,
manipulating
I like
stuff.
reverse, yeah.
Okay.
If
The
you're
big ones
bigger,
have
you
4.
don't need as many fingers.
That works.
It's only the tiny ones are fine
Yeah.
detail work.
Well, just hanging out there like little baby T-Rexers.
Hooves on the big one.
Oh, my God.
4 hooves? I like it.
Now we're getting hooves in here?
Yeah, let's get
Scary.
it. Let's get it. That's what we do. We just make our own.
yeah. Hooves are more mammal oriented though, which Judd's.
That's true. And you said yes.
True.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
But I do think there's like pincers on the. Do they have like any
clawing sort of
is there
instrument?
Anything that looks like it can hurt us other than their
their weapons? Like if you see some of them are holding, but no, it doesn't look like their fingers are like
what
so
claws?
They don't dig.
What kind of weaponry are we talking?
Very like Stone Age. Like a lot of the stuff they have here is like carved of stone or clubs. It seems mostly bone. Like looks like some. As you look around, some of it might be made of bones. Is what you're seeing?
You would categorize it as archaic.
Yes, I would. Archaic is very much the style of this.
Okay.
Nice.
If this was a combat of sorts, they would be archaic weapons.
Okay.
Or antiquated is another fun term.
Nice.
Antiquated.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that. That's how good I am. So very much, everything here is very Stone Age and primitive.
Okay, I'm gonna look into these two. Like, I mean, I guess it's hard to describe like human expressions onto them. But does it seem like this leader and Sarah, like there's some kind of recognition? They've done this before.
Yes, yeah,
definitely.
exactly. And so you see him he's holding up some fingers, he's holding up his hooves, and he's maybe moving some of the hooves, and the little tiny fingers below are moving things, throwing up gang signs.
He has 7
spells out
hooves
blood on his chest.
Both big hands.
I don't think the hands could touch each other to spell blood.
Oh.
But
Toots is playing. She's paying very close attention to the interaction.
Gotcha. Yeah, and so it seems like anything. So he's kind of doing things, and she's like writing down, doing her best to like catalog like what motions were taken, or maybe there's somebody next to him, like third finger over, second finger over, forearm, back of hand kind of thing. Trying to understand like if there's a pattern to every time they see him, if they like do this.
When they do this, it means steal third.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm casting a nice light from my drone to kind of make it a nice, well lit.
Okay. I think a lot of the bugs are looking up at the drone like puzzlement, and maybe but no one's like throwing stuff at it, trying to knock it out of the sky. So there's this kind of little ritual that happens between these two, not in the sense of like they summon a demon, but just like a greeting ritual where they do I guess a dance would be the easiest thing to like. It's a rehearsed thing that they've done before. So there's movements that you aren't aware of that are familiar to Sarah and this bug, and they eventually stop. She comes back to everybody. She points over to like the goods. She's like, all right, let's go ahead and we'll leave the goods, pull them into the center. We'll pull everything back, and they'll kind of take them where they need to go.
I mean, I'll start helping unload stuff.
Sure, yeah.
But keeping an eye out at the same time, because I mean, shit, he doesn't know what else going on here.
Right, yeah. As you guys are, the leader kind of is walking up to everybody and giving like the bow that the other person does, and then you see him like hold out like his tiny one of his littler hands has like it looks like it's holding like it like reaches into a pocket and then holds something out, and it's just like waiting there, and you see it like walk up to everybody, and then you see some of them will like open their hand and he drops something in their hand and like they close it and thank you and like put it in their pocket, and so he goes to the next person and does that. And eventually he gets to you, Zander, and this guy kind of like shuffling up, does his little bow.
I'll do my best version of it.
Okay. And you see this little hand go in his pocket, and he pulls something out, and he holds it out to you. It's this kind of weird little crinkled seven hands.
I give him a fist bump, and then open my hand.
And the fingers like brush across your hands. They feel kind of like weird and like scaly at points. And he drops this little tiny, looks like a grub in your hand, like this little.
It's a gum wrapper.
Throw this away.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I got your trash.
He's like, I'll throw this away. Thanks, appreciate it. But he puts like this little weird, like grub looking thing here, this white, like spongy thing in your hand.
So he did that to other people.
Yeah, and they just like put it in their pocket, like they ignored it.
Put it right in your ear, buddy.
Oh my god!
How big is it?
It's like a little. You ever seen a grub? Like
yeah, no.
like maybe like an inch long.
Okay. I mean, I'm just like, and everybody else just put it in their pocket.
Yeah.
He'll kind of follow and be like, thank you. He kind of like warily put it in his pocket. Maybe try to drop it on the ground so there's no grub in his pocket.
Okay.
And
and
maybe that's later.
Yeah, he's just like, and like kind of like
That was a good one.
waddles
that
over to
was
the
a
next
good
guy.
I'll look to Sarah and be like, do you know what these things are? Do they just give grubs to people?
Oh, it's just a gift. He gives everybody gifts every time we come. That's where I got my rock from for the first time I met him. But it's just their way of saying thank you. We assume. And again, like, and I think it would be like none of you guys have been in this situation, so I guess the easiest way to kind of describe it is like they're like we talked about, they're ascribing humanistic behaviors to these creatures as a way to like feel like they're understanding them. But I think you guys would know, there is no way to know what is happening here.
Yeah, right.
But they believe that they are making these breakthroughs with them, and that's what this is. So if anyone wants to call for like a check or whatnot,
I'm trying to like I'm looking. I don't even know what stats I would have.
I don't think there is one.
There isn't really.
I have questions.
Okay, hold on. It
Okay.
waddles up to you, Toots, and it does the same thing. Does this little bow, and you see its hand go into its pocket, pull out this little thing, and it holds it out to you.
Okay, my question directly involves this though.
Okay.
Okay. While we're walking down, you said there was markets.
Like when you got here, like in the center area.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then also we were bringing food and supplies down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can she tell what the food and supplies are?
Yeah, if you look at the supplies, it's just like the food is like vegetables that they've grown. So like probably some sort of genetic corn. Maybe they've found some seeds on the planet here. They've tried to like desert cactuses or things that could survive on this environment. So their goal is to try to, and maybe you even asked them about that, like what you're bringing along the way.
Okay.
And their kind of goal here is they want to try to teach these guys how to do agriculture. And so they're trying to bring plants that would survive in this kind of climate and atmosphere and get them acclimated to eating them and show them that they have the, like, in their eyes, this is going to have the nutrients they need, but they don't,
Okay, and then in the marketplaces, what kind of things are, like...
everything's kind of further back on the walls. There's
So,
there's a large gathering kind of blocking any of the views from those
sure.
places.
All right. She puts her hand, she takes the grub with one hand, and with the other one, she holds out her hand as well.
Okay, and you see it, like, the other hand come up and, like, open up beneath your hand.
And she drops the poker chip.
Oh. And you see it kind of look at it, just like... And, like, it kind of, like, bites on it. And then it just, like, puts it in its pocket. And then, like, shuffles to the next person.
Hey, that's my move.
And then, so she does the same. She'll, like, sniff at the grub and then, like, kind of, like, mimic biting it. Like, because, like, he didn't eat it. So, she's going to be like, and then do the same and put it in her pocket. It might be. I watched Lion King. I watched Lion King.
Yeah, hey. Yeah. Exactly. I found one in my yard one time. I didn't know what the fuck it was. I was like, what the fuck is that? It was like a big ass grub. I was like, I didn't know it's a grub. I was like, what's it going to grow into? Is it a beetle? And I was like trying to like take a photo so I could figure out if it's what it was going to be. Then I stopped caring. I was like, I'm not going to kill it. I'm just going to cover it up with dirt again.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to be better about not just killing things that I don't know what they are. So, unless it's in my house, then I'll fucking kill it.
It's kind of like...
Like, if he tried to eat the poker chip, though, Toots would 100% eat the grub.
Okay,
but it
he
didn't happen.
He definitely
eat the poker chip.
it, but like to see what it was because he doesn't know, so then he puts it in his pocket. So it's hard.
Are any of the other creatures interacting with anybody, or is it just this one?
Oh yeah, the other ones are coming around like helping unload the stuff, and like it seems like they're like handing them the food. The other supplies, like I said, they brought water. They probably brought like fabrics and stuff like that, so they're like taking it and like there's almost like a chain going back to like the marketplaces and stuff like that.
Okay.
So.
Does it look like you said that like has something, pulls something out of its pockets? Does it look like whatever clothes they're wearing might have been made from?
They're really wearing clothes that you're seeing.
Oh, well,
they're all just like kind of just bug people.
He has a flesh pocket.
So I mean, he's got like a belt. So they've got like belts with like pockets that way.
Utility
Yes.
belt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a satchel.
Like a tool man.
Yes.
Tim the Tool Man Taylor.
It's the accessorize.
Just a shit ton of cocaine in there.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's like, this guy gave it to me.
I'm trying to think, like, would Toots eat the grub? Like, I think
the grub. Eat
I
the
think
grub.
she's going to eat it.
Is she gonna?
I'm gonna say she's gonna eat it.
Hell yeah.
They open fire.
Damn. Do you swallow it or do you chew it?
Oh, she's a swallower.
Oh, well, I mean, you're going to swallow either way. But do you chew it first?
So are you a duck or are you going to chew it?
Oh no, she's gonna chew it, and then she's just gonna make like really. She's gonna like act like she's enjoying it,
Okay.
and then she's just going to be like smack her teeth, and then be like yeah, just
Nice.
like
Damn.
good.
Okay. Perfect.
I guess how does that go
She's got
down?
mental fortitude.
I want to hear you describe what she tasted, and I want to hear what the leader did.
Okay.
Suddenly you can speak their language.
I know. I mean, yeah, Jake said put it in your ear.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's what I'm trying to
Battlefish.
think of how do we want to have this just Meescha and I, or do we want to have you guys privy to this
It's your
information
game.
as well?
I mean, we can basically just like not know.
I hope you can.
Yeah.
La 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 la.
Loving you is because you're
I was
beautiful.
plugging my ears.
Oh, I thought you were going.
That's what the grub makes you hear. Is
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, You start hearing air suppy.
your whole life now has an original soundtrack.
You put this grub in your mouth and you bite into it, and this, like, not the best tasting liquid shoots into your mouth.
Sure.
Like, it's doesn't taste very good. I don't know if you could it's kind of acidic-y, but it's exactly like you'd expect it to taste. And I say this with the sense of yesterday I made some toast and I didn't realize there's a little bit of mold on the bread. And because I couldn't tell like just by first glance. So I put the toast.
We've all been.
I make my toast and I take a bite and I'm like, oh, this tastes like mold. And I was like, I've never tasted mold, but this tastes like it. And then I'm looking and like just like the faintest outline of like mold on. I'm like,
wow.
dope, cool. Well, I've just got extra penicillin. That's great. And I threw that away.
There
and
you
I
go.
threw the
That's a
whole
good
out,
way to
but I was
think
just like,
about it.
fuck. But it tastes like you'd expect it to.
Okay.
That's the easiest way for me to say.
Like a bug.
Instinctually
Exactly.
know that it's, well, in your case, that it was bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just like you bite into it. It's like,
Like
it burns. It's kind
Bland
of like
chicken. Got it.
yes, just this bland chicken liquid fills your mouth, and you're chewing on it, and you swallow it down. It hits your stomach and everything, and in that instance, you start to hear like a cacophony of sounds. Of like different voices talking to you.
Holy shit, bro.
So
You're part of
Tyler,
the hive mind.
you are going to get yourself take an
Holy
extra
shit, bro.
point of
Ooh,
luck for that guess.
sweet. I can just get a luck.
I want to give you guessed it pretty right, so I want to try to give you some sort of reward for that.
Awesome. I'll
So,
take it.
Yeah, I was wondering if anybody was going to actually do that, so I was like, okay, we'll see.
I mean, I was serious. When Jake was motioning, goes right in your ear.
Yeah,
I
Jake
was
joked
thinking-
about it first, with his ear, yeah.
Yeah, and so like you just hear like all of these very like shrill voices coming across.
Okay.
Just like, yeah, and stop acting you racist. And just like, but it's like layered over each other.
They
Got
say
it.
stop acting racist.
Yes, that too.
Wow.
So,
This
who
is-
to know? They know racism.
And they're like, fuck, these guys suck.
Yeah, these are problematic.
Get the whiteys out.
she keeps that to herself.
Yeah, so I definitely,
You don't tell us.
I mean, not in front of the person that I don't
Yeah.
like.
She just says, I bet.
yeah, so you definitely, I think even here, you would hear like a deeper voice come through that's just like, welcome, child. And so you see this guy kind of waddle over, gives it to a few more people, waddles over, makes it to Jedt, does the whole hand motion out, drops the grub in, waddles over to the next person, handing these things out. Give me a stealth check preemptively there. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm going to roll to see if anybody noticed you eat it from their
Okay,
side.
Sure.
there you go. That's fair. Can I use my...
I meant for
Oh, okay.
our good friend Toots here.
Oh, I see.
I'm going to have... okay, cool. I did not roll very well in any of those rolls.
All right.
So, The highest I rolled was a 7. So, not good. So yeah, as far as you know, no one on their side noticed you eat it, or maybe they maybe a couple of them do what you did, mimic eating it, but none of them then put it back in their pocket and everything. Okay. And I'm assuming you make the gesture to put it back in your pocket too. Mm-hmm. You're not making it a big deal that you ate it.
Yeah, no, okay. I'm not going to showboat. Yeah, showboat it.
Sure, yeah. And so yeah, he drops it off in your hand, Jedt. You see him go to a couple other people. He makes it over the Blex. Holds his hands
clear,
out.
None of us noticed that she did that?
No. Okay. I mean, if you guys want to do a perception check, you can.
I wouldn't be paying that close of attention to
I wouldn't think you would.
Yeah,
I
mean, just like my
I'm now I'm grubbing my pocket. Let me just help you unload this crap.
Yeah, you'd be busy doing other stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to metagame or anything, but I would be looking around, right? Of wait, what's happening, right? The whole thing would be bizarre and foreign, right? So I'd be wait, what is everyone else doing, right?
I mean, yeah, if you want to give me a perception roll, go for it.
What is that actually?
I think it would be a recon roll. Yeah. So with your probably intelligence, I'm assuming.
All right. Yeah, that is a 9.
Okay. You want to give me a stealth roll there, Toots? See what you roll.
Stealth roll?
Yeah, probably dexterity.
I did not roll that well. I got a total of 5 on
okay. So yeah, I think Jedt sees you eat this.
Sure.
But
okay.
Whether or not he says anything, I don't know.
So I kind of just stare at you because I noticed, and then I don't say anything, but I'm
didn't know you were into eating bugs.
Yeah. And they do come over to you, Blex, holds his little hand out, do the same thing, does the bow, hands it to you, and then he kind of waddles over to the crowd, and then they're at this point they're helping you guys offload everything. And then, Sarah's just we're going to try to talk with the chief, try to have a, just if you want to talk with anybody, just do your best to mimic what they're doing. It's not a whole ton of stuff. Just, we're going to have a little talk here for a little bit, and then we're going to ask them about the whales, and then, we're going to be done. So if you guys want to hang tight, you can explore around. Anything you want to do, feel free, but we're going to have a talk with the chief and see if we can figure out what these things are. So, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it. And then they kind of fade that way. She and probably some other advisors go with her. Is anybody going to try to tag along with that, or are you guys just going to hang out?
I'm going to hang out till we unload all the supplies.
Okay.
But then maybe I would kind of tag along with her. I don't know how much stuff there is to.
Sure. Okay.
I would tag. You said that she was going with the leader, or what?
Yes, they're going to go talk with the leader guy and try to figure this out.
Attempt to talk to him or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to come with if it appears I'm allowed.
Cool.
Yeah, I'd probably do that. I probably wouldn't help pick up heavy stuff.
And I think it's kind of the tail end of that. So
yeah, I think Toots would also try to see how they communicate, but not make it obvious that she's understanding what's happening.
Sure.
Does the chief dude know that that Toots is now communicative?
You would think so when someone said "welcome, child."
Okay.
You get the sense that probably they know that you're connected to this.
I feel like they would
part
know.
of the hive mind now.
Exactly.
Got it.
So
okay.
Yep. So you guys follow back through. You kind of go up these steps, that are inlaid. You go through one of these warren holes in the wall. That's probably a little bit nice, a little bit larger than the others. And you are led into this kind of inner, I guess, I don't want to say throne room, but it's kind of like a meeting room for, a larger meeting room. There's these tables all made out of dirt and rock that are kind of laid out. There's no chairs. Everyone just kind of sits on the floor.
Is this place lit by this moss?
Yeah, there's probably moss all over the walls here as well, kind of lighting things up. But you also don't know, they could just see in the dark too, and they all kind of gather around the one center, one of the bigger tables. These servants come out and put this kind of red brackish water in front of you guys. Probably a couple other things of food that you've given them, cacti, various foods that you guys have brought. They've set out in front of you guys. Maybe some strawberries or various fruits and vegetables. No meat. You don't see any meat. So you would lead you to believe that they are probably not carnivorous, given that they don't have incisors or canine.
What's the mouth situation?
The mouth?
Like
that
they
mouth
have mandibles? Yeah. I mean, because you said like xenomorph, so I'm trying to picture. Do they have
no, they're
like flat teeth? But is it like
I think they have
have
like a
any
jaw.
Okay.
Yeah. So
no weird spider mandibles.
no spider mandibles. So, and they sit down, and you're the only one who hears this, Toots, as they sit down. And you see, like on the back, kind of carved to the sides of the wall here, are that same symbol that I gave you guys, kind of all over the place. And it like plops down, gets a nice seat. Maybe there are like little mounds that you could sit on of raised mud, so it's not like you're directly onto the hard dirt. But it looks at you as just like and it's like going through talking with Sarah's trying to have a conversation with it, and I think we hear her talking, but it's kind of like that echoey sound as she's trying to talk, and you hear clearly over that from, you assume, like this guy, a very prominent voice come into your head. As she like asks the questions, doing things, it's just like,
"We of the premise welcome you. You have questions on the great beasts. We will do our best."
and then like, but it's all just like clicks and whatnot that he's doing with his hands back to her. And I think we'll end it there and see what happens next time.
Oh, bug time.
Down in a hole. It's a good song. Meesha's staring at me like she doesn't know.
I don't know. I was just like singing random Shakira songs in my head. I'm really tired.
Oh, wait. Shakira's good, yeah.
Yeah, Shakira.
Yeah, she did the song with Glenn Danzig.
Yeah.
Did you?
No, but there's a cut of it.
I was be like, is there, I don't know if that I would believe that or not.
Someone cut Danzig into the one song that she did, that one with Wyclef Jean. And it's just Danzig. He's just like, taco burrito.
What?
Danzig speaks Spanish.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Clint Danzig's a pretty garbage human
So
being.
like we didn't sleep well last night, and like one of the small reasons, like there's still a whole bunch of like random reasons we didn't sleep all that much last night. But like the other one was that like, so we have a kitten, not quite a year old yet, but she is learning these bad habits from the older cats that we have. And like one of the things that our older cat does is he's very vocal. So if one of us gets up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, he will be like, "Oh, it's feeding time, feed me." And then if we don't feed him, it's that outside our door for like all night. So like last night, and we usually now we put up like a cat gate, like a dog gate,
Sure.
so they can't go up right next to our bedroom, and like that usually worked. But he's teaching our kitten to meow, but the kitten can go over the cat.
Yeah, just jump over it.
I say, how tall are these cat gates? Cause
so like the older cats can't figure out how to get over them, but the younger ones
You can't jump?
It's literally a baby gate. No, they can jump super high. In
That's
fact,
like the cats.
they do up on the windowsills. But this
say,
baby gate, they look at it and they're like, "What can be done?"
They
They're
can't
like,
figure it out.
Like I don't understand what that is.
Okay.
So the
Which is
older-
kind of wild.
That I was gonna say I have two cats, and like my cat that I had before, he doesn't know how like athletic he actually is.
Yeah.
But the younger kitten that we got like last year, she's like she'll jump on anything. She'll jump on like all the way to the top of the cat tree. She'll jump on counters.
That's
She'll jump
exactly
on us.
it.
Like it's just the
Gotcha.
older one just like
Yeah,
somehow doesn't realize he can do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So
Yeah.
that's
So
it seems a pretty good strategy.
The older one taught the younger one to like, be loud at night. So he will be outside of the baby gate, meow, and then the younger one will like jump over the baby gate, go to our bedroom door, and then look at him. And when he meows, she will meow in response.
Yep.
And so it's like
Tight.
meow, 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 meow all night long. And it's just, I don't condone shaking animals.
Don't shake the baby.
But what I will say is if you happen to be a British nanny
Right.
and feel like shaking a cat, I wouldn't blame you
Gotcha.
too much.
Like a British nanny.
Like a British nanny.
We went to Vegas the other weekend for my niece's volleyball tournament, and we got back, and David got sick. Really sick. Like, I went on the hike with Jake and them, and I was like, I'm going to wear a mask because everyone in my house is sick. And it turns out he got influenza A. And then Ricky got influenza A. And then Amber got sick. All within like the past week. I'm like, I'm good. I'm rolling this. Like, I ain't got shit yet. And so thankfully I've lucked out. I got like a little bit of a head cold, but it's gone by now.
It'd be so funny if you told us like, and now I am dog ass.
Yeah.
sick.
Oh, I was
So we've all
terrified.
been here for like 3 hours.
I was fucking terrified. I'm like, fuck, like if I get sick, like I was going to do what you did and just sit back there and like sit away from everybody. But I'm like, nope, I'm good. Like I'm not having any symptoms. Like
Nice.
we bought COVID influenza tests and all that.
Yeah.
But then Amber, I think she's getting pink eye now. It's like, poor
Oh
girl.
my
God.
It's like,
Oh
you
my
can't
God.
fucking win
And
this
that's
week.
that elementary school sickness.
It's
That's
so
like,
fucking just like this entire week has just been the grossest week in our house.
That's going
I feel.
around.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
my nieces like have had pink eye, and my mom got
Really?
pink eye. So apparently it can be transmitted
Yes.
through the air.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
How
So if
I didn't know that
terrifying.
because that's why
you-
I've been like, you stay upstairs in the
If
back.
you're close
So-
enough, like basically if they cough,
I thought it'd just be fart on somebody's pillow or something.
no,
I
well,
thought it
that's
was
how you
only
originally get it.
bacterial. Yeah.
They also think this might be like a different version of pink eye, so like that's like more viral. So just keep in mind, like
Yuck.
don't let them cough. Yeah, I'm gonna go take a
Well,
shower.
it's
now that you've
sinus
mentioned- thanks for
related,
telling us.
too.
She hasn't been downstairs. Don't worry.
Yeah.
She hasn't touched anything downstairs.
And the kids,
Okay, but yeah, you
we
said that
walked-
last time, and then I was
yeah.
shitting in the toilet and throwing up in the garbage can
That's your fault.
for like,
skill
And
issue.
then-
Sounds like a personal
skill
problem.
issue.
and then all I got from you was a, oh man, that sucks.
Yeah.
And
What else,
like,
what else would you want?
That's a mass don't work ass answer, by the way. It sucks for you.
that was your fault. That was your kids being sick.
Fucking yeah.
It was your fault.
Yeah.
It
That's
was your
fine.
fault.
Just tell us when they're sick, but
I've tried. So that's why.
yeah.
Jake can attest. We went for a hike and I wore a mask.
Yeah.
I was trying to be smart about it. I was trying to be respectful.
I think
So.
okay, here's the whole thing. I think Meesha's saying, tell us when your kid's sick.
Yeah.
I think Chris is saying, well, my kids are fucking
They're-
kids, so
they're
they're
always
just
sick.
always
They're
fucking
always
sick. What I'm saying is to everyone on the planet Earth, don't have kids.
I can't.
Don't have kids. We wouldn't have that fucking problem.
Can't disagree with it.
I'm gonna start wearing a poncho when I come over here.
Probably a smart idea.
Yeah.
Wait,
Like
probably a
anywhere
smart
with
idea.
kids.
Yeah,
like-
anywhere with
hazmat
kids, dude.
suit, actually. Hazmat suit.
Kids are just So
yeah, it's
I was laughing at when you used pink eye the other day. I was on the couch and I was sitting up because I was like, oh, and I was getting up to fart because I thought it'd be funny, and I didn't realize David had like fell behind me as I farted, and it was like full bore in his face.
Oh my
Fuck
god,
yeah.
And
that's
he was pissed.
Let him know.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, it would
know.
be too.
But I was just like, I thought he was
He
laughing.
is going to get revenge.
I thought he
one
was
day.
laughing.
I thought he was laughing.
You're
I'm
gonna
like,
wake
oh.
up and he's just gonna be squatting right on you.
Just drop a steamer right on your bed.
Just Amber heard it.
so bad. I felt so terrible. Oh, he was pissed. So
I don't blame him,
Damn.
but it's hilarious.
All right,
yeah,
that
it was good.
That was good.
But also, I live with kids now too, so be careful. I'm
Yeah.
transmitting those
Dude, yeah,
little
watch out
guys.
for the
that-
pink eye, dude.
No,
the
no.
open mouth cough.
We
like,
Lysoled the shit out of this house. Trust, like
Okay.
we spent Friday. Amber had a
Nice.
half day Friday, and she Lysoled everything that we had touched.
Nice.
So
Yeah. Luckily,
Smart, smart.
I live
Yeah.
on a different floor, so it's
Oh,
like
yeah, no, ours was
very
just-
little contact.
it
which
was
is nice.
so like everything. Like Amber was sleeping on the couch because she didn't want to get me sick.
Dude, that's
And then
just so
David was like
bad.
sleeping in his bed, and it was like every day we'd wake up, we'd Lysol everything in the rooms, we'd do like clean everything. It was
All right.
Yeah,
But
it's a chore.
beside all that, I still want to say I love you, Chris.
Yeah.
That while I was on the toilet, was I screaming, I hate Chris? Yes.
I hope you were. That's fine. I'm okay with
But
it.
now after the fact, I'm over it. But like during the fact, I was like, the fuck?
The worst, the thing I feel the worst for Meescha and I in our relationship, the one time I've ever felt remotely bad was I showed up late to a party for Meescha and them, and I bought her and the two other people who were there 40s, and I drank a 40 with them. And like it's a party, so like you got to drink your 40.
You gotta
right?
drink 40. This was a new rule. I didn't know.
Yeah, at the end of the night, Meescha and I are like Vikings slapping each other on the wrist, just yelling "well met." And I don't know if you. There's a size difference between Meescha and I.
Yes.
And to the point, like my wrist was pretty red the next morning from our slap. So I can only imagine what Meescha's looked like.
Yeah.
It was probably like a
Like-
size or two, but yeah, like we were just sitting there, just like slapping each other, just like "well met."
Well, damn, that's
And I felt so bad the
respect
next
the
morning.
commitment to the bit there. That's awesome.
Like think Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Yeah.
It's a good depiction.
That's
we were just talking about how
The Rock and Kevin Hart.
Yeah, pretty much.
Chris can
I'm Kevin
squat
Hart,
like
but-
Chris can squat like what 1,050
You said like
pounds or whatever.
10,000 pounds, right?
I can leg press. I
Yeah,
can
leg-
leg press 1,000 pounds.
Leg press 1,000
Squats, I'm up to, I think I did 325 last time.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
dude,
So that's hack squats. That was on the machine.
Okay.
I can't do real squats because I'm terrified of the bar slipping and like fucking my back up.
Yeah.
So I refuse to do it.
Chris is an absolute
I'm on-
unit. He's
like
got the
185.
fucking muscle like
Yeah.
crazy. Dude.
Well, we're getting there.
In sumo culture, you would be an up and comer.
Promising up and coming.
Well, there you go. I just need to go put a diaper on and push people.
It's
More
than
than I
that.
know. I realize that. It is those dudes are athletic as shit. And
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
who thinks otherwise is
Pretty
fucking
crazy
stupid.
sport, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's ridiculous. So.
Anyway, that was
All
a fun night. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, no, that was good. But I felt
Yeah.
really bad the next morning because, like, I showed up, I think, with like 2 hours left in the party, forced you to drink a 40 on top of everything else you drank,
Yes.
and then I think I finished someone else's 40 as well.
You did.
And then we just slapped each other on the wrist for 10 minutes
Yes.
before we left,
Yeah.
and it was just
I
like
felt pretty epic, though.
It was
I mean,
good.
I did go home and puke.
I would hope so because it was like old English. It wasn't even a good 40.
No.
I just want you to know that a death curse incited and fueled from a death rattle based on shitting, that like shitting to death, the death rattle and death curse from that is extra powerful. So just
I'm sure.
beware, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, it's coming.
That's known.
And when it happens,
in the Bible.
I will fully
Yes.
accept it.
That's in the Bible.
I will just like, this is Meescha. Meesha's got me. So
He
turns out
shat.
she was a witch. She just didn't do a bunch of cocaine.
You just like randomly are diagnosed with dysentery. You're like, Chris, we can't explain it.
Yeah.
There's no cure.
You ever see that movie Thinner? It's just that, but shitting.
All right. Episode time.
We see you guys. I say that a lot. So I'm going to stop and we're going to restart that intro
No,
part.
well, I like that
I
as
do.
like an
Yeah.
intro to the episode.
But I say it a lot, I realize.
No, but like, how else would you?
So-
go
Oh, it's
about
fine.
it?
But it's like you guys make your way downtown. I said
yeah,
that
yeah.
it's always that. Trying to think of new creative ways to say things.
I think that's fine.
in my mind, it's like Dragon Ball Z, where they're like,
Yeah.
last time,
Oh, okay.
Last time.
previously
Krillin
on.
and Goku.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well,
this
that's
is,
good.
This like brings me. I'm sitting on the couch, and then you say "we see," and then I'm in the screen.
Perfect. Good to know. All right. I'm probably just being self-conscious.
Yeah.
Now that I have a shit curse on me.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, that'll do it.
No,
That'll get you.
I had not planned on them having tits. I'm just going to throw that out there.
no.
Because it didn't
Everyone
make
makes
sense
mistakes.
to me why these insectile creatures would have tits.
Yeah.
For milk.
Yeah.
Duh, Chris.
Okay.
What?
Jesus.
So
don't
let's
you
establish
get?
now who was on the tit train. Raise your hand.
No, I was just memeing. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Who wants no tits on aliens? On these bug people.
I'm on the
No
fence.
one is voting.
Yeah,
No
it's-
one's voting.
Yeah, whoa. I didn't say no tits.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, an alien race is allowed to have.
Sure, if they produce milk
Yeah, that's totally
and
fine.
live births.
But
Or if they
again,
look good.
like it is, I'm sorry, I do think it's humanist of us to assume that this alien race, just
Yeah.
because they are bugs, do not produce
Good
milk.
point.
Right.
It is your
Yeah.
universe
exactly.
to make.
Good.
I'm not.
Yeah,
That's
good
what I'm
point.
saying. As
Yeah.
the race that I've created does not have tits.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I'm
a
gonna-
great way to say it.
I'm gonna
So-
slowly start chanting jugs.
Yeah. Okay. That's a great point.
already have.
Jake. What if they have dick nipples? You know.
Yeah.
What about that?
When we find the dick nipple race, I will
All right,
make sure
all
you
right.
know.
Sweet.
I want
So-
dick nipple.
We'll get there. Because then we have to have nipple vaginas too, and then
Yep.
we'll just get into that when we
All
go.
right. Yeah.
And just in case anyone out there is thinking, maybe I should run a sci-fi game for
Yeah.
my for my players, expect
Maybe.
this.
Yeah,
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, this is what you're going to run into.
Yeah.